Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today, welcome to my Game Week 30 Premier League predictions. The Premier League is back after the international break. Snooze. But yeah, 8 games to go. I'm excited, man. There's everything to play for in the Premier League. The title, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, relegation. Everything's to be played for. So yeah, smash the like, subscribe. Let's get into the video. And the first game is from St James's Park. It is the lunchtime kickoff, and it is Newcastle United versus West Ham United at St James's Park. Now, obviously, these two teams are fighting for Conference League football next season. Newcastle are currently 10th, 4 points behind West Ham, who are currently 7th. Now, obviously, West Ham got a 1-1 draw with Aston Villa 2 weeks ago. Good result for them, considering, obviously, Villa are fighting for a place in the Champions League next season. Now, obviously, I have heard a lot of West Ham fans arguing, saying, obviously, oh, it's not handball, it should have been a goal. I mean, I'm sorry, West Ham fans, but it is handball. You can clearly see it touches, I think it's Soufal's arm. So, yeah, it's handball. It's clear and obvious, so, yeah, but I mean, Newcastle, I mean, I don't really know what's happened to them recently. I mean, obviously, they've only, I mean, form-wise, they haven't been great. They've been a bit hit and miss recently. Obviously, they've lost their last 2 games. Obviously, 2-0 to Manchester City, which is their last game in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. And obviously, their last game of the Premier League, which they lost 3-2 against Chelsea. I mean, that Chelsea game, Newcastle were poor, I'm not going to lie. They were really, really poor in that game, I'm not going to lie. But, I mean, to be fair, City as well. I mean, to be honest, it's City. I mean, you're probably expected to lose to City. But, yeah, but this game for West Ham, it's a big game for them. If they want any chance of getting European football next season, they've got to win this game, considering the games that are left as well. I mean, Newcastle, I don't think they've got any games in hand, I don't think. I mean, well, they've got 1 game in hand, which is Manchester United. But are they going to beat United? I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah. But I mean, West Ham. I mean, they'll come fighting in this game. Obviously, got a good result against Villa. Obviously, into the quarterfinals of the Europa League after battering Freiburg 5-0. And yeah, I reckon West Ham are going to get something from this. Yeah, I'm going to go Newcastle 2, West Ham 2. Okay, then moving on to the 3 o'clock games, and the first game is Bournemouth versus Everton at the Vitality Stadium. Now, Everton, their last game was a 2-0 defeat against Manchester United. Bournemouth, their last game was a 4-3 win against Luton. Now, Bournemouth, they were 3-0 down at half-time, and to be fair, I was on TikTok, I was just scrolling through TikTok, and I saw a Bournemouth fan who popped up and said, oh, that first half was terrible, absolutely abysmal, what a joke. And then obviously, I don't know what Iraola said at half time, but he clearly was ranting, and it got into the players, and yeah, obviously came out and won 4-3, big result for them. Obviously, Everton, they've been struggling recently, haven't won a game in the Premier League since December. That was Everton's last Premier League win was in December, and that was against Burnley. So if they can get a win today, it would be massive for them, and it would be a big result as well in the relegation battle as well. But I mean, to be fair, in the last 2 games for Everton against Manchester United and West Ham, they had so many chances in that game. So they know where the net is, but they can't put the ball in the net. And to be fair as well, I mean, Solanke's been struggling recently. I mean, yes, he scored against Luton, but that's his first goal since February, so he's been struggling recently. So I reckon this will be a tight game. But yeah, I'm actually going to go with Bournemouth 0, Everton 0. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I don't think it'll be boring though. I think it'll be it's going to be a feisty game. But yeah, zilch. Okay, then, and the next game is from Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea versus Burnley. Now, obviously, Burnley, following Nottingham Forest's 4-point deduction, which we'll speak about Forest later. Obviously, Burnley, they're now only 5 points off safety. If they win today, they'll go 2 points off safety, depending obviously what happens in the Forest game, the Luton game, and the Everton game as well. And maybe you could even say the Brentford game as well. But they're playing a Chelsea team, and to be fair, even though I don't really like Chelsea, obviously if you're new to the channel, I'm a Spurs fan. But yeah, they've actually been doing they're slowly getting better, Chelsea. Obviously, 4 games without defeat. Obviously, 2 FA Cup wins against Leeds and Leicester. And obviously a 2-2 draw with Brentford. They've then beaten Newcastle 3-2. So things are slowly going in the right direction for Chelsea. And obviously, I think they've got to win this game. I mean, no disrespect to Burnley, because, I mean, yes, they beat Brentford and they got a draw at West Ham. But obviously, Burnley will come fighting. Obviously, knowing now that they've kind of got a chance now of staying up. But Chelsea, with the game being at the Bridge, they've been doing it well at home recently, and they're slowly improving. And I think they're going to get a win here. I'm going to go 3-1 to Chelsea. Okay, then, and the next game even, it's not a tie, it's a game. It's Premier League, it's not a cup competition. But yeah, it's Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace at the City Ground. Now, to be honest, this will be kind of an interesting game. Obviously, Forest, in the week, they got hit with a 4-point deduction, but now in the relegation zone, they are 1 point behind Luton. They're 4 behind Everton, 5 behind Brentford. So Forest desperately needing points today and throughout the remainder of the season. But Crystal Palace, obviously Oliver Glasner obviously being their new manager, and he actually did take the Palace team out to Spain during the international break, and they played the Norwegian side Bodo Glimt in a friendly. Palace won 1-0. Eberechi Eze scoring in that game. So, I mean, maybe it might have been a good thing for Palace to go out to Spain. Obviously, considering there's about 8-9 games left of the season for Palace. Because obviously I think they were meant to play one of the teams during like the FA Cup weekend, but obviously they didn't. Oh no, they haven't. Oh no, they haven't. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, Palace have got 10. That's weird. To be honest, this will be a tight game. Obviously, Forest, like I said, needing points. Palace, obviously, they've gone out to Spain, and obviously they'll be. I'm guessing Glasner's obviously said to them out there, right, lads, we've got these many games left. We've got to go into every game like it's a cup final, because anything can happen in this league. And it is true, anything can happen in the Premier League. Like, who expected Fulham to batter us 3-0? Not me. But yeah, this will be a tight game. I'm going to go with a draw, though. Forest 2, Palace 2. Okay, then in the next game, it's from Bramall Lane, and it is Sheffield United versus Fulham. Now, all I've got to say, I mean, fair play to Fulham. Obviously, being a Spurs fan myself, I thought Fulham absolutely battered us. I thought Fulham played very well. And to be fair to Fulham, they are doing really well at the moment. Obviously, players like Rodrigo Muniz, he's on fire, by the way. Anthony Robinson's doing well. Iwobi, Willian as well. Fulham are actually doing really well at the moment, to be fair. I mean, considering where they are in the league, maybe they could. I mean, to be fair, look at that. They're only 38. They're only 6 points off the Conference League, so could Fulham maybe push for Europe? Who knows? Could Fulham push for Europe? That is, I don't know. Who knows? Could you imagine Fulham in Europe? I mean, that probably won't happen, but yeah. But obviously, Sheffield United, they got a 2-2 draw with Bournemouth last game, which is a good result for them, considering where Sheffield United are in the Premier League and considering the form that the Blades have been on recently as well. And if Sheffield United can get something out of this game against a good Fulham team, it's positive for them. It's good for them. But I just think the way Fulham are going recently with Mooney, with the form they've gone on, with the players as well, their form, I'm going to go with the Fulham win. Sheffield United 0, Fulham 4. Okay, then, and the next game, it is Tottenham Hotspur versus Luton Town. at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today. Now, my dad actually did look for tickets for this game, but we're not going, which is unfortunate. But we might be going to the Forest game, so we have to hope and pray that we get tickets for that game. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to start on that Fulham game because we were absolutely abysmal. We were abysmal. We were terrible. We were absolutely atrocious. We were so bad. It was unbelievable. But obviously, by the way, if you haven't actually heard, obviously, Richarlison, he's opened up about he's been struggling with depression and mental health. So obviously, I just want to give a big up to Richarlison because it's not easy to come out and say that you've been struggling and you just want to, but obviously just big up to Richarlison, and he's probably not watching this video, but if he is, obviously, here for you, and obviously, to anyone who's suffering with mental health issues, obviously I'm here, and I'm here, and but anyway, back to this game now, and I mean, we've got to win this game. Look, I mean, Luton have got some big players out injured. They've got obviously no Tom Lockyer, obviously because he suffered that heart attack a couple of months ago, but obviously they've got no Amari Bell, they've got no Ogbena, they've got no Adebayo, they've got no Osho, they've got no and obviously no Tom Lockyer. Like I said, I mean, we're not missing any big players, but Ange has said that Mickey van der Ven is back and he is available for this game, which I am absolutely proud to hear, because that performance against Fulham was absolutely terrible, and we probably need a player like Van der Ven back for this game. And we've got to win this game, considering we've got to keep up with Villa in the top 4 race. We've got to beat Luton, considering where they are in the league, and obviously they'll come fighting because they'll want to stay up. And but to be honest, I think we're going to win this one. I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Luton 0. Okay, then moving on to the Saturday night football, it is Aston Villa versus Wolves, West Midlands derby, under the lights at Villa Park. Now this will be a good game in my opinion. Obviously, Villa needing the 3 points to stay in 4th. For Wolves, obviously they're fighting up for Conference League football, but for Wolves though, they'll be disappointed, they'll be angry, and they'll be frustrated. Obviously, they lost 3-2 to Coventry in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Obviously, fair play to Coventry. They're playing Manchester United in the semi-final, so big up to them. But Wolves, obviously, they'll be disappointed, obviously, to lose to Coventry, considering they are a league below. Obviously, Wolves, I think Mateus Cunha's back, which is big for them because he's a big player for them, man. I mean, considering like recently, I mean, Cunha, I mean, look at that, like before he got injured, a hat-trick against Chelsea, assist against Manchester United, scored against West Brom in the FA Cup. He's a big player for Wolves, and I reckon Wolves will not make this game easy for Villa. Wolves will arrive and they will turn up at Villa Park today. They'll give Villa a good game, considering it's the little West Midlands derby, and and considering as well, Wolves obviously have the chance to get European football for the first time since 2020. Obviously, Wolves under Nuno Espirito Santo, obviously they got into the Europa League, which they got knocked out by Sevilla, I think. But I'm going to go with a win for Villa, with the game being at Villa Park, the Villa crowd, the atmosphere inside Villa Park. But I'm going to go Aston Villa 2, Wolves 1. It's going to be a good game though. Okay, then now we move on to the 8 o'clock kickoff, and it is Brentford against Manchester United. Now, obviously, Rasmus Højlund back from injury for United, which is a big boost for them. Obviously, they got a big win as well last time out in the Prem against Everton. But last time out in general, they ended the quadruple for Liverpool. They beat Liverpool in the FA Cup. I mean, fair play to United. They did not give up. They fought right into the end. And, of course, Amad Diallo, the man who was at Sunderland, I think, earlier on in the season or last season, scoring the winner to dump Liverpool out of the FA Cup. But big win that for United, to be honest. And I mean, for Brentford's sake, I mean, no win No win in their last 6. What is going wrong, Brentford? I mean, their last game, they lost to Burnley, which is not a good result at all. And, I mean, considering the games Brentford have got upcoming, I mean, the next 3 are going to be tough. But, I mean, the games after that, Luton, Sheffield United, Luton and Everton, those are big games for Brentford. But, I mean, tonight's going to be tough. Obviously, Ivan Toney, obviously, he did score for England during the international break. Obviously, he scored against Belgium. And, I mean, obviously, for United, obviously, Rasmus Højlund, I mean, he got a few minutes. Obviously, he played 84 minutes for Denmark against Switzerland. And he came on in the last 15 minutes in their Denmark's win over the Faroe Islands during the international break. I mean, Højlund, will he score today? Obviously, he didn't score against Liverpool in the FA Cup, but he did get 2 goals last time out in the Prem. His last Prem game against Luton, obviously scored as well against Villa, West Ham. He scored against Wolves, scored against Newport in the FA Cup, scored against Tottenham as well. So he's on form at the moment. So yeah, but it's a big game for Brentford. They've got to come out with a fight. They've got to win this game if they want a chance of staying up. But it won't be easy against a United team who, I don't really know, are they in the top 4 discussion? I don't know, to be honest, but I think United will win anyway. Højlund to score, Garnacho to score, United to win 3-1. Okay, and now we move on to probably arguably the biggest Super Sunday ever. And the first game is Liverpool versus Brighton at Anfield. And obviously a win for Liverpool. They do go top of the league before the City-Arsenal game, which I will predict shortly. But yeah, obviously Liverpool, obviously last game losing to Manchester United in the FA Cup. I mean, to be fair, I mean, like I said about United, they played very well for Liverpool. I mean, I don't think they were that bad, to be honest. But yeah, that's that at the end of the day. Of course, Brighton, obviously they did beat Roma 1-0 last time out in the Europa League. But obviously it wasn't enough for them to go through. But to beat Roma, though, is big for them. And of course, both of their last games have been 1-0 wins. But this is, I mean, Liverpool, they're probably going to win, with it being at Anfield. And obviously the players, and they've got back as well now. Obviously Salah has been back for a while now. Nunes as well. But obviously a big blow for Liverpool. Obviously no Andy Robertson. He got injured for Scotland in their friendly with Northern Ireland during the international break. But yeah, for me, I think Liverpool win this one. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 to Liverpool. Okay, and the final game on Easter Sunday, it is Manchester City versus Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium. Now, this is a big game now. And now, of course, during the international break, hasn't really gone great for City. Obviously, Ruben Diaz and Bernardo Silva pulled out the Portugal team. Manuel Akanji pulled out Switzerland. And for obviously John Stones injured for England. Kyle Walker injured for England. Jack Grealish still out injured. So few injuries for City. I mean, for Arsenal, obviously Saka pulled out of the England squad. Gabriel pulled out of the Brazil squad. So it'd be quite to be fair, the team news will be very, very interesting on Sunday. But obviously Pep has actually confirmed that Stones and Walker will not be available for this game. So that is 2 big players out for this game for City. Obviously Arsenal, Arteta said that Saka wasn't in training and nor was Gabriel, but they've got another training session today, I think, before they travel up to Manchester, either today or tonight, whenever that is. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal, whether obviously Saka and that are there or not, they will still come fighting, because Arsenal, I mean, they've done very well this season to keep up with City and Liverpool in the title race. And Arsenal, they beat City earlier on in the season, 1-0 win. Obviously that shot from Gabriel deflecting off the City defender, and obviously it went in, and obviously Arsenal won that game 1-0. But yeah, I mean, it is, to be honest, I think the one bad thing for Arsenal, obviously, with this game, is the game being at the Etihad. City are good at home, to be honest. And I mean, City, I don't even know the last time Man City lost at home. last time City lost at home was against Brentford in November 2022. The last time City lost at the Etihad. So City are very good at home, to be honest. But like I said, Arsenal will come fighting in this game, in my opinion. And obviously, whether if they've got Saka and Gabriel or not, they're still going to come fighting anyway. And I mean, obviously, Arsenal, obviously, if they win, they obviously stay top. Obviously, well, to be fair, I mean, it depends what happens in the Liverpool game, to be honest. But obviously, like I said, I've predicted Liverpool to win. So as it stands, in my predictions, Liverpool are top at the moment. But I'm going to go with a draw here, in my opinion. It's going to be a tight game. But yeah, my prediction is 2-2. I'm going to go with a draw. That means Liverpool's top. Liverpool will be top of the league. And yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash like, subscribe. See you in the next one.